Namaste to all. If any human being possesses these 26 qualities in his life, then he will definitely become godly person or a divine person or a saint. So Sri Krishna Maharaj gives a very beautiful advice to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter verse 1, 2 and 3. He describes about 26 qualities which are totally as per Vedic Sanatan Dharma, and my Acharya has beautifully written in his book Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ek Vedic Rahasya. The first shloka is like this: Abhayam sattva samshuddhir jnana yoga vyastitihi danam dhamascha yajnascha swadhyayastapa arjavam. Sri Krishna speaks about 9 qualities in this mantra. He says Abhayam. Abhayam means fearlessness. We can be fearless by adopting the Vedic Sanatan Dharma in our life. We cannot become fearless like, my relation is a minister, or my relation is a prime minister, or somebody is a very big police officer in my house. This will not give us fearlessness. Fearlessness will be awarded by Almighty God when we start following Vedic path. That's why Almighty God says, Abhayam Mitrad, Abhayam Mitrad. Please, Almighty God, please make me fearless. I don't want to get into the trap of fear. Like, we are having worry about whether we will have bright future, whether we'll be able to earn money, whether I will get this job, whether I will get money, whether there will be loss in the business or somebody will die. This kind of fear always haunts us. So, my Acharya has beautifully written that by adopting the Vedas in your life, you can become fearless. The next quality Sri Krishna says is Sattva Samshuddhihi. Sattva Samshuddhi is basically purity of mind. Purity of mind means cleanliness of mind. That is possible only when we start, because if you remember one of my previous video where Manu Bhagavan says that Buddhi Jnanena Shuddhyati. When we start adopting the Vedic path, our intellect and mind and antakaran will become pure. Without the name jap of Almighty God, without the worship of Almighty God, without listening Vedas, we can never become pure internally. External purity is possible by taking bath every day or putting scent or powder, etc. But internal purity cannot be possible without adopting the Vedic virtue in our life, without listening Vedas in our life, without following what we listen from Acharya in life. We can never become pure by mind. So Sri Krishna says Sattva Samshuddhihi. That is one of the important quality. The third one is Jnana Yoga Vyastitihi. Avyastiti means steadfastness. Jnana Yoga means, we can say, spiritualism. We must have a person who is having steadfastness in spirituality. He is willing, he is having the jnana, he is listening the Vedas, he understands the concept of Almighty God, he understands everything, he sees everything spiritually because of his steadfast mind, that he is always spiritual in his nature. And he never misses his tapasya, he never misses his worship because of any reasons. That is called a spiritual steadfastness. Jnana yoga vyastitihi. This is very, very important. The next quality is dhanam. Dhanam, as you know, I would have mentioned in my previous videos, if you have seen that, Almighty God says you must give donation to the eligible people. That means those people who will utilize your donation in the right way. The best person to receive dhan is Acharya of Vedas. And the most supreme dhan of this universe is Vedic dhan. That means when we listen from an Acharya, Acharya is giving the knowledge of Vedas to us. That is the most supreme dana as per the Almighty God. So in return we are giving 10 rupees or 50 rupees donation to our Acharya, we are keeping on his lotus feet. That is not equivalent to the dana what we received from the Acharya. So we must always try to give donation to those people who will utilize our donation properly. That has to be clearly understood. So this is also a quality of a saint, godly person or a divine person. The next quality Sri Krishna speaks about is damaha. Damaha means controlling the senses, controlling our mind. Controlling means I'm controlling my mind and senses to put it in the Vedic path. Because my mind is always telling that, okay, let me go to movie, let me dance, let me sing, let me do whatever pomp and show, etc. So controlling the mind and adopting and making the mind to follow the Vedic path is called as Dham. The next quality Sri Krishna says is Yajnaha, Yajnam Tapaha. Yajnaha means praying Almighty God, that is listening Vedas from an Acharya is Yajna. And then Yajna, the most important portion is we are going to an Acharya. When an Acharya is sitting in front of us, we are offering Ahuti in the burning fire. After the Homa is over, the Acharya gives us the knowledge of Vedas. That is called as Yajna. So Yajna, today we have all forgotten what is Yajna. Today the world has totally forgotten Yajna. Some people are doing Homa, but everyone, most of us, we have forgotten what is Yajna, because Yajna is possible only when we have a yogi in our life. Without a yogi, we can never do Yajna. And sacrifice is not the right translation for Yajna. People, the ISKCON book, if you read, they have translated Yajna as sacrifice. The translation of Yajna is not sacrifice. There is no equivalent word in English for Yajna. Yajna means Deva Puja, Sangati Karanam, Dhaneshu. Giving donation to Acharya is part of Yajna. Serving an Acharya and listening Vedas from him is part of Yajna. Putting Ahuti in burning fire in front of an Acharya and after that listening Vedas from that Acharya is Yajna. Serving our parents is also Yajna. So sacrifice is not the right word for Yajna. Please understand that. And the next one is Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means Swa Adhyayan. Understanding who I am, every day doing name jap or listening or reading the books written by acharyas, rishi, munis, yogis, tapasvis. When we read those books, we will understand what is the purpose of my life, who is me, whether I am a soul or a body. All those things will be clearly understood by us. That is called as Swadhyaya. The next quality Sri Krishna speaks about is Tapaha. Tapaha means doing everyday Tapasya. And also bearing the cold or heat. For example, 50 degrees outside or 45 degrees outside. So the temperature is very hot. We say, okay, I switch on the AC and I want to sit in the room. I don't want to go and do Agnihotra. This is not called as Tapasya. Tapasya means bearing the cold, bearing the extreme heat and cold, and then still continuing the worship of Almighty God is Tapasya. Then Arjavam. Arjavam means straightforwardness. Speaking straightforwardly, that means I don't have anything inside my mind and then I'm not liking you, I'm saying that you are good guy. This is not straightforwardness. Straightforwardness means whatever I think, I'm trying to speak to you in a gentle manner. That is called as straightforwardness. So that is called as Arjavam. So these are the 9 qualities in this shloka. The second shloka, Sri Krishna says, Ahimsa Satyam Akrodhastyagaha Shantir Apaishunam Daya Bhutashvaloluptvam Mardavam Hriirachapalam. See, here also Sri Krishna speaks about further qualities. Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Non-violence, one of the most important quality of any person to become godly or divine is ahimsa. He should not consume non-veg food. Killing an animal and then consuming its flesh and growing my body is utter violence. So we must adopt ahimsa in our life. Then next one is Satyam. Satyam means by my intellect, by my mind, by my heart, and also by my karma, I am following the truth. I am following the Vedic truth in my life. At any instance, even by my mind, I am not trying to go against Vedas. That is called as Satyam. The next one is Akrodha. Why I am referring to Vedas, please understand. Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Mahabharata was written 5,000 odd years back. At that point of time, there was no Islam, there was no Christianity, there was no the present Hinduism, there was no Jainism, Buddhism. That point of time, there was only the Vedic Dharma in vogue. That's why I am saying everywhere I am referring to Vedas, because it is written by Vyas Muni and spoken by Sri Krishna. Both were philosophers of Vedas. The next point is Akrodha. Akrodha means, Krodh means anger. Akrodha means leaving the anger. Absence of anger is Akrodha. So one of the most important qualities is absence of anger. If we have anger in us, if we always shout at people, obviously they will become enemy to us, and we will also become enemy towards Almighty God, and we will become our own enemy. That means we cannot realize who are we. So Akrodha is very important quality. The next quality Sri Krishna says is Tyaga. Tyaga means, we can say, renunciation. Tyaga, actually God says in Yajurveda 40th chapter, Tena Tyaktena Bhunjita. Ma grida kasya svidanam. What is yours in this life, you tell me? You can neither take your bank balance, you can nor take your property, nor your wife will accompany you or your husband will accompany you when you die. Nobody will accompany you. Only your virtue, only your good karmas and bad karmas will go with you. So you have to live. God says, Tena tyaktena bhunjita. This property what you have got is not yours, it is mine, because I am already living here. I have given you based on your karma, so do not get entangled in it. Live that life with the principle of or attitude of renunciation. Otherwise, what will happen when that property goes away from us? We will immediately become sad. We will immediately leave the worship. We will immediately start doubting the Acharya, start doubting the Almighty God. So, Tyaga is very, very important. The next quality is, see, by listening these kind of speeches or by listening or reading this kind of shlokas, can we adopt Tyag in our life? Can we adopt Akrodha in our life? Can we adopt non-violence in life? No. I am just trying to tell you the knowledge what is written by my Acharya, but what you have to do, what I am doing and what I have to do is try to write down these principles in our book or in a diary and try to do Adhyayana every day, Swatyaya every day. Then only I will say, okay, when the situation comes, how will I handle myself? To handle myself, I need the power of Almighty God, I need the support of Almighty God, I need the blessings of Acharya. So we must strive very hard to adopt in our life. So please try to take down the notes and then try to follow this in the life. I am also trying to do. So the next point Sri Krishna says is Shanti. Shanti means peacefulness, maintaining an internal equilibrium at any situation and trying to restore the peace inside us. Like a business is getting lost, or if I'm a student, I'm not able to score right marks in the school, I lose my peace of mind. That is not called as Shanti. Shanti means maintaining the inner equilibrium. Again, it is possible only by adopting the virtue of Tapasya in our life. The next point Sri Krishna Maharaj says is Apeshunam. Apeshunam means not finding fault of others. Finding fault with others, or then speaking bad about others, speaking ill about others, listening ill about others, everything comes in this Apeshunam. We should always avoid it. The next point Sri Krishna says is Bhuteshu Daya. Bhuteshu Daya is compassion towards all the living creatures of this world. It is also very close to Ahimsa. But here, if somebody is suffering, we must try to extend our help to them. We must try our best to help them, support them. This is called as Bhuteshu Daya. The next one is Aloluptavam. Aloluptavam means not to become slave of our Indriya. That means, for example, I like Rasagulla. So every day I have the habit of eating Rasagulla, so I become a slave of that taste. Or somebody eats pan parag, somebody smokes, somebody drinks. They become slave to that habit. So becoming slave to that habit should be avoided. To any habit, we should not become a slave. Or listening ninda of others, or speaking ill about others. These are ill habits. We should not become slave to that. That is called as aloluptvam. Do not become slave for your indriya. The next point is mardavam. Mardavam means komalata in Hindi. That is becoming soft. So we must always be soft spoken and we must always speak. Vacha vadami madhumat. That's what Rigveda says. You must speak like a honey. That is, the taste of the honey is so sweet. You must speak sweetly, gently, and you must become komal. You must always be soft. You must not become hard and rough when other people are unable to approach to you. The next point is Hrihi. Hrihi is very, very important quality. Hri means when we do any action which is against the Vedas, we get a shyness inside us. The moment we get that shyness, we should stop that activity immediately, because our Atma is telling to us that you are doing something adharma, don't do it. The moment we hear that voice from inside, we must stop it. This nature is called as Hrihi, stopping these kind of things which is against the Vedas. This is Hri. The next important quality is Achapalam. Achapalam means actually lack of fickleness. We should not have a fickle mind. We should not have waviness in the mind. Like one day we say Vedas are right, other day we say no, Vedas are all old, Vedas are all corrupted. No, Vedas is not from Almighty God. It is written by human beings. One day we say Vedas are good, one other day we say no, Vedas is not needed, Sri Krishna is God. One day we say Almighty God is in Vedas. So we should not have this fickleness in our mind. We should be very clear that Almighty God is one, and that God has created only one path, and that path is Sanatan Dharma, Vedic Sanatan Dharma. There is no alternate path. We must have steadfastness in our mind. We should not be fickle in our mind. So lack of fickleness is one of an important quality of the godly persons or saintly persons or divine persons. Next shloka speaks about the further 6 qualities, I think. Wait, let me go to the next shloka, because every shloka my Acharya has written 5 to 6 pages explanation. The next shloka speaks about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So first shloka spoke about 9 qualities. The second shloka spoke about 11 qualities. And finally, Sri Krishna says, Tejaha Kshama Dhritihi Shaucham Adroho Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhijatasya Bharata. Devim Sampada. That means these are the Devi means divine qualities or divine treasure of saintly people. Hey Arjun, these are the 26 qualities of saintly people. Last 6 is Tejaha. Tejaha means vigor. Vigor means because of our purity in our mind, because of our tapasya, we get tejas in the body. We get vigor in the body. So we become tejasvi because of our purity, because of our tapasya. That is called as tejaha. This is one of the quality of divine people. The next one is kshama. Kshama, as you know, it is forgiveness. Like kshama means when somebody who is inferior to us in terms of strength, inferior to us in terms of position, we are bearing their mistakes and we are saying, okay, I forgive you. That is called kshama. Kshama does not mean that, okay, I forgive a wrestler who is 100 times powerful than me. That is not a kshama. Kshama means forgiveness towards those people who are less than us in terms of strength or position or power, etc. The next one is dhritihi. Dhriti is patience. Dhairya rakana. We must always be patient in our life. If you see one of the important quality, even if you curse a Rishi Muni, for example, so many people cursed Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. He was always patient. People threw stones on him, people threw chappals on him, still he was very patient. He was, because this is one of the divine qualities. Every Rishi Muni had highest patience. I have seen the highest patience in my Acharya. He is totally patient because he is having these divine qualities. Automatically these divine qualities will come in Samadhi. The next point is Shaucham. Shaucham is cleanliness. As I told in that, the first shloka, the intellect gets purified by name jap, by listening Vedas. Shaucham is external as well as internal purity. External purity means we must take everyday bath. We must keep our clothes clean. We must not, when somebody comes near us, he should not feel, oh, this guy is a dirty guy. We must always should not feel that, okay, I am stinking. We must try to be clean. This is called a shaucham. The next important quality is adroha. We should not do droha to anybody. We should not have enmity towards anybody. We should not have hatred towards anybody. So adroha. And the next last quality mentioned by Sri Krishna is Nati Manita. Nati Manita means do not have abhiman, do not have ahankar, do not have ego, pride. Like I only know this, I can only do this, or I am the most knowledgeable person. God says in Yajurveda, Yavu Sambhutyang Yavu Vidyayangratah Tato Bhuya Ivate Tamo. The person who worships the avidya, who follows the avidya, will enter darkness, but the person who is having this ego, pride, the bookish knowledge of the Vedas or the scriptures, he will go into further darkness. I will punish him into further darkness. That's what Almighty God says in the Yajurveda 40th chapter. So, because bookish, when I study lot of books, I will get the abhiman and ahankar that I only know all the knowledge. When I have this bookish knowledge, when I have the realization of the knowledge, when my Acharya always says, the moment a yogi realizes the Almighty God, he will always be humble. He will always be submissive. He will not show his ahankar because he does not have that quality inside him. So Nati Manita means absence of ahankar, we can say, or we can say absence of vanity. So this is very, very important quality. So these are the 26 qualities mentioned by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 16 by 1 16 by 2 and 16 by 3. If we try to follow this in our daily life, we can never follow just by reading books. We can never follow just by listening videos. We can only follow when we listen Vedas from an Acharya, because Sri Krishna listened Vedas from his Acharya, and my Acharya has written this book. He has realized Vedas in Samadhi, then he has written this book. So mere reading book will not give these qualities. We must strive very hard to implement in life. Otherwise, if we do not follow these qualities, our life is totally waste. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.